80 biolabs here, each with their own 16 fully maxed out speed beacons, 10,000 science per minute. We've just multiplied our science by 10 times. We got our first legendary biolab. Yeah, we can make some legendary lasers. Heck yeah. We peaked at 17,000 science per minute, up from 1,000. Red alert, red alert, the factory's going down. Hello everyone, welcome to this hot drop into Factorio. We have run out of power in the factory. We've lost radar coverage everywhere. All we've got left is the charge remaining in these roboports. The wall is going down. These turrets are not firing. Now the reason the power's gone down is because this is backed up completely. We've produced too much power, to the point where there's depleted fuel cells everywhere. Oh my goodness. Okay, quick fix is scoop all these up. There we go, that should get back online. Power's starting to slowly climb. Radar coverage is back, that's good, that's good. Oh yeah, this is working, it's working. It's working! And power is satisfied. Alright, crisis averted. Oof. Now we can get back to what it was we were actually supposed to be doing, which is building a new space platform. This one is going to be Starbase Beta. Now, I have no idea what sort of design I'm going to do for this, but all I do know is I want to use fusion for this. And I have some fusion generators, but I don't think I have a fusion reactor. Do we have one on this ship? No, we do not. Okay, I'm going to have to send this ship over to Aquilo, and I'm going to have to tell Aquilo to make us a reactor. Let's get started. Oh my goodness, I wish this wasn't a scroll bar. All right, so Starbase Beta. Let's start with something like that. Now, what I want to try for this base is legendary equipment. That's going to take a little while to build. I want to try out using the legendary Asteroid Collectors and legendary Crushers. We don't need to worry about thrusters because this thing doesn't need to move very quickly. Legendary cargo bays would also be good too. So that's going to be legendary steel, legendary processing units, and legendary low density structures. We have access to all of that, which is really good. Something else I did as well, off camera, I built up a little bit of a productivity module crafting assembly, because the productivity modules we had going over here was just way too slow. As you can see, this thing is just, well, it's full at the moment because we've been backed up on resources, but it was way too slow trying to get productivity modules into here. So I had to increase production of that. And as a result, we have productivity modules coming through, which has been good because then I can plug those into what really matters and get some more productivity out. Alright, so let's look at trying to get ourselves blue productivity circuits. Blue electronic circuits. What are they called? Processing units. What I should do is finally make a little chest system. Cool. That's going to be producing us processing units. We've got our low density structures here. I can grab those. We got our steel in here, which means legendary cargo bay units. I have no idea how many of these I'm going to need, but I do know it goes from 20 inventory size bonus to 50. So that's going to be really nice. I'm thinking 20 is probably going to be good enough. And this one is going to make Asteroid Collectors. There we go, there's 5. Then we need Crushers. I have no idea how many of these Crushers I'm going to need, so I'm kind of just winging this, to be honest. Let's start sending some of our items up. So we got our 10 cargo bays that can go straight up to the base. And we got another 10 that can go straight up. What sort of a design do we want to go for this? I think something like this is probably going to be good enough. That's given us plenty of space. Now, how do these work? If we grab a regular Asteroid Collector, that's kind of small, and then the legendary one is bigger. That is cool. Question is, how big do we want to make this? Actually, I suppose the better approach to this would be to build the actual crafting section first. So we need some foundries, obviously, to be able to make the iron plates. So we get iron ore from crushing rocks, and we get calcite from crushing rocks as well. Let's set up those. So the crushing rocks can go here. We don't need copper for this, do we? Yeah, okay, I don't think we need copper. So we can just do iron ore crushing. That's going to give us 20 iron ore each. We should probably use stack inserters for these to try and get maximum throughput on the belts. We can have the rocks coming in here, and then any spare rocks come back out here so that they can immediately be picked up again. I think that's going to be a better idea. we need to filter this so that it only extracts those chunks. The ore ones normally have trouble exporting because they make too much ore. Actually, that brings up a good point. We shouldn't use stack inserters for the exports of the metallic chunks, but the iron ore, we definitely can afford it. So that iron ore is then going to travel upwards to the foundries, where they will then turn into iron plates. The iron plates are then going to be used in two things. Number one, we're going to be making our space science with them. And number two, firearm magazines, because this ship is going to be moving between probably this trip, because this produces the most metallic, I think. Yeah, what is this? We get the most metallic going between Narvis and Vulcanus, I believe. Let's check Gleba. We get quite a bit of Gleba too. It looks to be roughly around the same. Actually, no, it is more Vulcanus. Okay, cool. So we're going to go between Vulcanus and Narvis, and we're just going to go back and forth. We could even wire up some signal logic to just keep it at one of these peak areas, I think. Read moving to and read moving from. We don't actually get a distance though. That is unfortunate. We'll just have to have it going back and forth, and that's probably the best we can do. We need calcite, which means we're going to need another set of these guys. Question is how much? Because we need calcite, but then... Oh, okay, here's an idea, If we grab a tank, and this tank is going to be for the molten iron, we can then hook up... Hang on, can we do a big tower? We can do a big tower, and that way we can run circuit logic across that. We can read from this tank, and then in here we can say set recipe, which means we need a decider combinator actually. We can receive how much molten iron we have, and if it's greater than a certain threshold, such as 20,000, then we can say output the signal to do oxide asteroid crushing. Is that how this works? If we hook this up, and then we say if the ice is equal to 0 or false, we can change this up to say do the advanced oxide crushing instead. And that should set the recipe, right? Fingers crossed that works, because then we can just use stack inserters here, and they'll dump everything else onto here. Then we can do a little splitter. This is going to filter out for our ice. Ice is going to end up on this side. Calcite's going to then end up on this belt and travel up to here. So basically, if we are full on molten iron, this switches over back to just doing ice crushing instead of ice and calcite crushing. Hopefully that's going to save us on the number of crushers we need. And then we need to do carbonics, which means we need another one of these. That should be the 3 rock types that we need. Now we need to set up fuel, because we want this thing to move. So let's grab us some thrusters. I'm thinking we just do the simple 3 thruster design that we did over on the Technomancer. Nice and easy, because we can just have the fluids join up together like that. And then we just need to plug these in. So, legendary chemical plants. Do they take up more power? No, they don't. Okay, awesome. Yeah, let's do legendary chemical plants. We might as well go all the way on legendaries. What I've just realized is instead of reading from this tank, we need the calcite down here as well. So I should be counting up these tanks too. Okay. Just shuffle those across. Storage tank is going to go in here. Then we grab ourselves a little pipe, not bothering with legendary. There we go. So that's going to fuel those thrusters, nice and compact. Then we need to get calcite in and some of these rocks. Okay, yep, I know how we can do this. So that's going to split, and then we need another splitter here. This is going to filter out the calcite, and then that can end up on here. And the carbon's going to come out on this belt and split onto this belt here, which we can grab there. There we go. And then that can continue on. So that's our setup for fuel sorted. They need water too. Oh yeah, good point. Water should be as simple as this, right? Then the ice comes down. Good catch, thank you. I can do a quick splitter here. That's going to split down, and then a tunnel is going to come across. Inserters, we'll fill that up. The water comes out here, enters into these, and then they produce fuel. Awesome. The next thing we need is the actual assembly for the space science. They need ice, iron plates, and carbon. So we've got carbon here. Join these 2 belts together. There we go. And then we can run this up. Now the question is, do we want to do a manifold like this, or do we want to do something a little bit more intelligent like what we've done down below? What we could do is we can do a little bit of a tunneling system. Actually, yeah, let's do that because I need to squeeze beacons in between these so we can get some maximum speed going. Ideally, we'd have something like this going to try and give them maximum speed. We can copy this onto this side and have the extra items running on this side, and then they export onto this belt like that. And then we can import and export. There we go. So that's going to give us hopefully a good amount of science speed. Yep, and that overlaps. Cool. Beautiful. I'm liking where this is going. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 beacons. Copy this. Yep, that works. Oh, yeah, I'm liking this. Then the iron plates need to be created up here. We can run a little quick pipe into there. I'm going to assume the ratio of 2 here because we have our crafting recipe needs 2 iron plates and then 1 of the ice and carbon. So that's kind of just a nice little ratio there. Obviously, we need power. I'll sort that out later. The guns. I need the guns. Now, let's try our rate calculator. Can we see? No, okay, they're not going to show us. Oh, man, that's annoying. Can we at least see what happens here? No, because they're not built. Oh, that's annoying. Should we make legendary probably not. Legendary assemblers should be fine. Something we will probably need is to steal these reprocessors from this ship so that if we don't have enough of a specific kind of rock, we can always produce more. But I might do that balancing after we get the ship sent off. I'm going to extend this upwards. Whoops. Extend this upwards because we need space to build legendary asteroid collectors. It'd be cool if there was a symmetry mode in this. Maybe we put these right on the edge to try and get maximum coverage. Oh, hang on. Is that not... That's not what I wanted. F4, nope, that's not what I want. F3, nope, these aren't symmetrical. That is frustrating. But all that tells me is we just got to make this thing bigger, right? So say, for example, we make it that big. Or we could just bring these out to the side. Then I need to extract. I'd like to use stack inserters for this. Okay, hang on, let's try a design. Let's try something new. Let's set the filters for these for each individual rock type. Well, actually, hang on. Which side of the belt is this going to export onto? We could just merge them up as well. Hang on, let me have a quick test. We do 2 chests, and we put inserters on this side. Okay, they deposit onto the top side. Okay, so what we could do up here is we could compact this even further, like that. And then we've got our 3 belts. Probably going to be a different story for this guy, and the same for these. Let's do a quick little test again. Which side does this... Okay, that's bottom, that's top, that's right, that's left. Gotcha. Back up here, that's going to be left. Yep, that works. That's going to produce us the rocks, and then we need to ship them around. So this is the part where we need some belt spaghetti magic. Carbonic chunks will come down this way. Ice chunks will come out this way. Ooh, hang on. I haven't left myself enough room here. It's alright, we can squeeze a little tunnel in and then bring this around. There we go. Ice comes in there. And then the iron, which is up here, needs to come into this belt here. That'll work. And then we need to somehow figure out how to merge all these. As well as, oh yeah, I forgot. As well as one more thing. Turrets. Should we do... What do legendary turrets give us? More range. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go all in. And that way we don't need that many. So if we do regular turret has this range, legendary turret has this range. I wonder if we did that, could we get away with less turrets? That's just 4 turrets for that end. And then we could have a turret down here. Okay, let's turn on the auto request now. We need more legendary crushers. We need legendary assembling machines. Oh, and that means we need legendary speed modules, which is easy to do, thankfully. Wow, that came in quick. Okay, so we got 11 of those. Then we can upgrade that to legendary tier 2 machines, which need steel. Wow, I really am just winging this, aren't I? There we go. There's 11. And then we can turn this into legendary tier 3s, which gets us 5. Okay, we need more tier 1s. They take 2 each, which means we need 5. We need 9 more. Damn it, I made 10. No. One day we may even have a legendary mall. One day. We're high rollers now. Legendary gun turrets. Ain't nothing stopping us. Except for my own mistakes. Sweet, that should be everything. What I might do is not blow these things up again like last time. Glebber. Have you shipped your bioflux yet? Yes. 1,000 is coming through. Okay, hang on. Let's deal with that first. Oh, frame rate. Come on. Okay, bioflux. That should already be coming through. And then we need to capture these again. Let's try capturing them with the blue qualities. That was tragic. That was absolutely tragic last stream. Okay, so these are all ready to go. Now I just need power. We'll probably do the power just down here in this little corner. Fusion reactor should just be able to squeeze into here. And then I think we can just tack these onto the end here. And there we go. We have ourselves a little fusion loop. Then we need to get some power out. So our little fusion cells can go up here and join up onto this thing. That's our fusion loop done. Oh, it's so nice and easy to do fusion loops. I love it. So can we now get a rate calculator going? It's supposedly going to do 4 per second, only because we haven't put speed modules in. So let's put speed modules in and see what happens. Okay, what does that sit at now? 10 per second. Okay. So if we then copy this, we should be able to get even more. Iron plates are going to come in through here. I think we can just skip this across to get the calcite onto this side of the belt. Yeah, that'll satisfy you. Okay, now we need to think about how we're going to deliver all the rocks. Then we also need to figure out how to deliver the ammo. Oh boy. This is the part where it gets a little spaghetti. Let's start with the metallic chunks. So metallic chunks need to join up onto a belt. Something like that. This needs to come all the way down and join up with this belt. Do another merger over here. Actually, we can do a merger up on this segment. Something like that. Although we need space here to do ammo. Okay. This is the part I really hate, is trying to squeeze everything in. Ah. This is the part where it's going to get really ugly. Although maybe we're already past that. There we go. So that's metallic chunks sorted, except for this part here. Now we need to do carbon. I think carbon can just run all the way around, right? Now we just need to do the same on this side, which is going to be difficult. So this is going to merge, and then we need to split that to the 2 different rock types. So we can do this here. Ice is going to go on the right side. Carbon goes on the left side. The only problem with carbon, though, is we need to make sure it goes on this side of the belt so that these guys here can deposit onto the far side and they can use that up. Okay, cool. This should work. Now we need ammo, which is a slight issue here because we don't have space for an ammo belt. And we also haven't actually made any ammo crafters. I think we could do something very simple like this. Stack inserter, stack inserter, and then this will become our ammo belt, or the beginnings of an ammo belt. Let's do bulk inserters on every single turret. Yeah, this is the part where it's not symmetrical. Oh no. Yeah, here we go, here we go. I think that's everything. Oh, actually, we do need fluoroketone. Let's ship up some barrels of that stuff. I need a quick little assembler to empty these. Not very compact, but it should work. And then we need to just start inserting these. So let's grab a stack inserter. Oh wait, no, hang on, that can't go in there. Stack inserters come in here. Nice, that should work. That's actually pretty good. This might not explode. Oh, hang on. Ah, we can't empty the fluoroketone without power, and we can't get power without the fluoroketone, and I'm pretty sure this thing needs 10 megawatts of max consumption. Okay, that's not so bad. So to kickstart this, we need solar panels. So just chuck them on the side, I reckon. Something like that will probably do for now. Definitely don't follow my how-to guide of how to build these things. World-class designs require world-class failures to learn from. Oh, actually, we get solar panels squeezing in here quite nicely. Oh, we've got power. Oh, look at that. Okay, now we just gotta wait for all these to start working. So, oh, we should probably set our target priorities first. So this guy's going to do medium rocks. Then we can use lasers on the small ones. Because that worked pretty well on our previous ship, so I'm going to do the same thing here. There we go. That's all of them set up. Oh, how did ice chunks end up on here? Oh, whoops. This needs to filter for asteroid chunks instead of ice. Whoops. Holy... Okay, hang on. We've got too many... That's not supposed to wrap around. Oh, I forgot the ice rates up here are terrible. There we go. A little bit of ice just happened. Ice is not coming out, though. Oh, because these are stack inserters. Right, okay. That's fine. It just means we got to wait for more to come through. Oh, hang on a minute. Now, all of a sudden, we're producing 4,000 science packs per minute. How does this rate calculator work? Or is it because I made those adjustments and now we're actually getting those chunks through? Maybe. But if that's the case, then we're done. This brick is satisfied. Okay, here's another chunk. Here we go, here we go. Oh, that is frustrating. How much does this produce at a time? 3. Okay, this stack size should be 3. What I really need is for this ship to get a move on, because then it'll find more ice chunks out there in space. We can also wait and see how much these build up. And if they build up a lot, we can probably try some reprocessing. This is a little trick I've figured out. If you try and do circuit logic on a belt like this, let's just quickly, I don't know, hook this up to here for now. If you try and do belt logic on this ends up reading the whole belt, but you'll notice it stops at the splitter. Means if we put a splitter here, we can just read this segment of the belt, and that helps us out quite a bit. And then I want to read this belt's contents, and if this is full of ice, or if this is empty of ice rather, then we need to reprocess some of these other rocks. Because one problem we're going to have is we're going to be producing carbonic asteroid chunks out of this, which is not what we want. We want oxide asteroid chunks. So this needs to be turning the metallic chunks into other stuff. And then if we ever get carbonic chunks, we can send them into here. If they get metallic chunks, then we have a bit of a problem that we can easily solve. So this is going to be the ice chunks, which will merge with here. And then everything else comes back up. Nice, sweet. Okay, and then this comes through. We can set up logic on this now. So let's connect this power pole to you, this power pole to this belt, read the contents, set the output side. If our ice asteroid chunks are less than a certain number, so we can just say less than 30, which means right now it's completely dedicated to producing ice, and it'll just keep producing ice until this fills up, and then it'll switch back to allowing the rest of the chunks to go through. I think we can do a quick little merge here. And this comes down all the way here. Carbonic chunks will loop back around here, and the ice chunks can then loop back around the side like that. There we go. Oh, we're making space science. Holy moly, we're making space science. At what rate? 1.4K. Oh, that's cool. Metallic chunks. They've backed up. All right, how do we solve this? Can we run a tunnel under here and send it all the way back up? This is where it gets really, really scuffed. Yep, this will work. And then it comes back over here. There we go. That'll sort that iron out, hopefully. Well, that at least puts it on a loop, and then if we have any excess, I can read the belt contents and jettison it probably out into space. Not sure what we're going to put in here. Radar. Can you put radars down in space? You can. Not sure what it'd achieve, other than being able to use the circuit conditions. Can we put artillery in? We can. Maybe the artillery can reach the planet you're over. That would be very cool. Orbital bombardments would be very nice. What are we waiting on? This has backed up considerably. Oh. I forgot to plug the water in. Alright, there we go. Now we should be getting thruster fuel. This shouldn't be space science. This should be magazines, because I'm a goober. But I feel like this still isn't enough. We might need another foundry. There we go. Look at that. Look at him go! Except we have an issue here with an excess. Oh, that's annoying. What we can do is do a quick little inserter. We'll come up to this. Oh my goodness. We'll come up to this. And then we can enable disable if we've got too many ice chunks. And we'll probably just jettison this out the side somewhere. I think that's the easiest solution to this. Chuck that across and into here, and then we can just do a quick little stack inserter. Nice. That didn't work. No, it didn't work. Okay, different idea. This needs to loop back around, and then we can move this guy over to here. There we go. Now they can flow. There we go. I'm a genius. Look at me space sciencing. I feel like I'm back on day one when we first entered the space age, except the only difference is we have legendary stuff. Okay, we got 800. That's climb. Nope, that's not climbing. That's... Holy! We peaked at 3k. Ka-ching! Okay, hang on. It's not peaking. It's not peaking. What's going on? What are we low on? Looks like we're still low on ice. Because this is still filling up. Okay. I think at this point it's just reading different amounts of stuff. We need to read early that we have enough stuff in here so that we can quickly switch the recipe over. Yeah, that seemed to have worked. Let's check the production rates. Oh, there it is. 4.1k. We did it, chat. That's exactly what we wanted. All of that for a measly 68 megawatts.